AMC's Rewind segment. It is brought to you by our friends at AMC Theaters. Get all your showtime and ticket information for current movies at amctheaters.com. This is what John Campea fictionally titled the Getting Old or Feeling Old segment, because these are the movies that came out 10 and 20 years ago this week. First up, 10 years ago, we had Tyler Perry's Medea's Family Reunion, Running Scared starring Paul Walker, and Little Fish with Cate Blanchett. And celebrating their big 20th this week is Before and After with Meryl Streep and Liam Neeson, Reilly with Julia Roberts, Jackie Chan in Rumble in the Bronx, and Ray Liotta in Unforgettable. Christian, I'm throwing it to you first because I want to hear you describe to everybody out there the plot of Ray Liotta's Unforgettable.
Yeah.
Well, do it like you did. Do it exactly like you did.
Like I'm like, what the hell was that? Because this was right around the time when Ray Liotta was, coming off of Goodfellas a little later on. And you're like, wait a minute, what's this movie? And then you read the synopsis. It is pretty much beat by beat The Fugitive. I mean, it is. It's like a guy who's a doctor who's accused of murdering his wife, gets off, and then finds out that another doctor's behind. Then it is out of nowhere. Oh yeah, by the way, he's able to take some of her spinal fluid and see into her past.
Whoa, well, that's not like The Fugitive, right? Like up in the ante.
So I'm gonna go ahead and not talk about that ever again. But Rumble in the Bronx is the one that stands out to me. I mean, I was always a big Julia Roberts fan, and I remember seeing Mary Reilly on that was not good.
Mary Reilly.
Yeah, just
remember that commercial?
Yeah, really creepy. Yeah. So I don't remember Before and After. So Rumble in the Bronx, it was Jackie Chan in his prime. So
yeah, Rumble in the Bronx came out, and it was like the re-announcement of Jackie Chan to American audiences. And then after that, he got a couple other movies that did okay, because it's like, oh my God, we forgot that this guy existed in the world, and it's great to see him on a scale like that. Mary Reilly, funnily enough, is the one that stands out to me, because when I was a kid in school, everybody was talking about how we didn't know there was a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde movie coming out because it was just so marketed very strangely. I get that her character was the centerpiece, but you'd think you'd want to throw the fact that this is a Jekyll and Hyde kind of tale more so than just some made in the 1800s. So the marketing for that movie didn't really make sense to me. Schnepp, what is unforgettable about this week to you?
Not unforgettable. That I never saw that movie. It's non-rememberable. I can't remember it. I don't even remember it came out. The only thing that strikes me is that Linda Fiorentino's in it, and she was what an amazing actress, and she just dropped off the face of the planet. I think this might have been her last film that she was involved in. But Rumble in the Bronx sticks out to me. I love Jackie Chan. I was lucky enough that when I was in college, the lady who ran our film center, Barbara Sherrids was her name. She was bringing in like John Woo,
John Woo?
No. I'm sorry.
I'd hang out with that dude.
She brought Jackie Chan in and Chow Yun-fat. Sorry, I was trying to remember his name. Chow Yun-fat. She brought them in and like had their films screening for us, and this was the early 90s or late 80s. It was like incredible, like to see these films. And then a few years later, we saw Rumble in the Bronx, and that was the very first like kind of Americanized version of the Jackie Chan film. So I mean, for myself, it's like definitely check out Drunken Master 2. See a lot of his other films, but Rumble in the Bronx is really good. Like first step into the world of Jackie Chan.
I mean, look, if you go back 20 years and you say it's February in 1996, I think Unforgettable was the first time we looked at Ray Liotta and was like, this guy might be doing tequila commercials for 20 years. So now.
Well, it's funny about too, when you look at the 10 and 20 years ago too, at what point did it start to switch? Because we haven't had a really great movie that's popped out in these rewinds in a while. At what point did it start, from like January until about March was the dumping ground? Now it's just about January. At what point did we start getting better movies in February and March?
I'll tell you when. Taken, baby. First Taken movie came out.
Well, no, but 300 came out in March, too.
300 came out in March. Yeah, but March was already like better than January and February. Taken, that's the one you want to take your parents to.